Wild Out Wednesday. It's alright. We're gonna do this Wild Out Wednesday. Let's get started with this video. Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea here. Today's video is going to be a quick video that actually was requested in my comments about how I kind of study and prepare for my test. Today is the 6th of September and I just had my first test on Tuesday the 5th of September, and I got my results back today and I did fairly well, so I decided to make this video because I wasn't going to make the video if I did poorly and then tell you guys how I studied, because that wouldn't make any sense. So I'm just gonna go through the steps of what I did and what I used to prepare for my test, and yeah, hopefully this helps you guys. So basically I had 3 tests in total so far. I've had a nursing procedures test, a fundamental test, and also a math for meds test. My nursing procedures, which is my lab class, I missed 1 and I got a 97 on that. In my fundamentals for nursing class, I missed 3, which came out to a 91 point something, I think like 47. And pharmacology, I missed, I don't remember. It was like 5 or so, but it was like an 80 something. I don't remember the score on that, but I missed like 5 and got an 80 something on my pharmacology test. So basically, I'm just going to show you guys kind of what I did to study for my fundamentals test, because I don't have my pharmacology stuff here with me, but I do have everything that I studied for fundamentals with here. So basically, we were notified a week before we had the test that we were going to have a test. So I started studying, I want to say 3 days after we were notified. So I had about 4 days of studying to do for fundamentals. And for fundamentals, I basically use my teacher's PowerPoints, because though, like I told you guys in a previous video, she used those on her test. I also used ATI, even though ATI is mostly geared towards lab, like it shows you how to do the skills and stuff. The stuff still kind of intertwines. Lab fundamentals and lecture fundamentals intertwine with each other. So I used ATI videos as well, and I used the book. So what I would do is I would have my PowerPoints pulled up, and then I have my book open, and basically, sorry you guys, something popped up on my phone. Basically, I would kind of see what was on her PowerPoints and then match what was in the book and highlight in the book. So let me show you guys an example of that so you can kind of get an understanding of what I mean when I say that. So let's see, for this section, which was vital section, here what I highlighted was what was in the PowerPoints there. And so I would know, like, okay, this might be on the test because it was in the PowerPoints. I also wrote in a notebook. Sometimes I like to type, but I decided to do notebook this year because I kind of like writing, and I'm a very visual type of person. So I like to use a lot of colors, and colors coordinate with different terms and meanings and things like that, and that's kind of how I learned. So after I went in the book and I highlighted what was on the PowerPoints, I basically went and I rewrote basically what I highlighted and what was in the PowerPoints. Here, these boxes that I did here, if you guys can see there, anything's in boxes would be what was on the PowerPoint, and I would box it up so I know, okay, that was in the PowerPoint. I also didn't just skim through. I read the chapters, even though some people are like, you're crazy. I read the chapter only because it's other important information that I might need later on. I'm not saying I need it for the test, but when I study, I don't study just for the test. I study for resources and to actually know what I'm doing when I'm going to be a nurse. You know, I just don't want to study just to pass the test. I want to study to know, to know what, what I need to do. So I also wrote down miscellaneous things that some people might say, like blue would be terminology. Purple is nursing interventions and things I need to do as a nurse, the interventions for that, which wasn't required for this test, but I did it just to know. It's good to know, I think, anyway. So that's basically what I did for my fundamental test. I would go through the PowerPoints, and then I would go through the book, highlight what I thought was important in the book, and also use the ATI. My teacher did give us a study guide for this test as well, which was helpful. So I kind of had an outline of what I needed to know, like the need to know for the test. She gave us a study guide, which I thought was awesome. The cool thing about my class is we kind of all work together, which I thought was awesome. 2 people in the class actually made Quizlets for our class to kind of go off of, and that's really what I used too. I used a lot of Quizlet, the study guide. They put the study guide on there with the answers, and I used that, and it worked. It worked. Like I said, I got a 91 in fundamentals. There's some procedures I got a 97. So it worked for me. Pharmacology is a bit, it's different to study for pharmacology. I have another test coming up for pharmacology next Tuesday, which is just really different to study for this class. Like I said, I got an 80, I want to say 85, 84, 85, something like that on the first test. And pharmacology is a bit rough to study for. The teacher does print out PowerPoints for her test, but like I told you guys in the previous video, she doesn't really focus on pharmacology in the class. So it's basically up on us to really dig deep and learn the material in her course. But I basically do the same thing. I have my pharmacology book here, so I'll show you guys. I basically do the same thing with just literally outlining what is in her PowerPoint, or while we're in class, she talks about certain things and I highlight what she talks about in the class, and I passed. So, you know, I passed. I'm excited. I'm happy about that. So basically, I'm just going to continue to do what I've been doing, going through the PowerPoints, highlighting in the book, rewriting, and doing that. I was going to type things out, but I don't think I'm going to do that for this semester. I might do that for next semester, but I really have been enjoying writing my notes out with all the different colors because, like I said, I'm very visual, and that is literally how I learn. So literally everything is colorful, boxes. It's just how I learn, and it works for me. So basically, you guys just find something that works for you. Like I said, I just read through the book, followed the PowerPoints, highlighted, and it kind of just stuck that way because I'm a visual learner. Everybody learns differently. So you kind of really need to find the way that you learn and what works best for you, and you just kind of stick with it. Like, you don't have to go the extra mile with all the colors and different things. Some people in my class don't do all of this. They just use one pen and they go what she talked about in class, or they read the whole book. They don't use her PowerPoints. It's really what works for you, what will make the material stick for you. Doing this made it stick for me, and I passed. So that's wonderful for me. But like I said, this is kind of a hard thing to really give advice on because everybody learns differently. But try it this way. If it will work for you, go off your teacher's PowerPoints, the study guide in the book. That's what I did. I used a lot of different resources, and kind of not all at once, but I did a little bit of this here, did a little bit of this here, and I kind of just tied it together. And it basically worked for me. So I hope this video helps somebody out there. But that's pretty much all I did, guys. I didn't do anything spectacular for this first test. I just studied, pretty much. I studied for 4 days. When I woke up, I was studying. When I went to sleep, I was studying. I fell asleep studying. Like, I studied. You have to put in the time to get the results that you want. That's what I'm going to say. You can't just study the day before the test and think that you're going to pass. Some people might be able to do that, but I can't. I literally have to do days before and work my way in. And, you know, I give myself little incentives, little awards. Like, I finished outlining a chapter, I took myself to Sonic to get ice cream. So, I mean, it really takes a lot of dedication and motivation to study things like this because it's hard material. It's not easy, and it's not for the weak. So all I can say is really find out what works best for you, stick to it, buckle down, and get the job done, you guys. That's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to do a quick video on how I studied and what I used and how I did on my first test. I did fairly well, guys. I did awesome. So hopefully this helps somebody out there. I hope it wasn't too scatterbrained because, like I said, I really don't have anything that I do spectacular. I just go through the PowerPoints, the book, ATI, Quizlet. Quizlet is awesome. Use Quizlet. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.